As nation gears up for the world's largest vaccination campaign, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch the nationwide rollout of COVID-19 vaccination drive at 10:30 a.m. today. India all set to begin the final assault on COVID-19. Vaccine shots will be given at 3,006 session sites countrywide. 100 beneficiaries will be inoculated at each centre. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan carries out an assessment of the vaccination preparations. Final touches also given to the drive in all the states in the country. All arrangements and contingencies are in place. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the International Startup Summit Prarambh today on the occasion of completion of 5 years of Startup India. More than 200 participants from over 25 countries will participate in the summit. The government and protesting farmers hold another round of talks. Government assures it is ready to remove all doubts of farmers. The next round will take place on the 19th of January. Nation's pride in Asia's largest and oldest film festival, IFFI, all set to begin today in Goa. 224 films from around the world will be screened at this edition. Festival will open with a world premiere of Thomas Winterberg's film, Another Day. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson announces UK will temporarily close all travel corridors from Monday to protect against the risk of as yet unidentified new strains of COVID. And in sports, on the first session of second day's test match, Australia is going strong against visitors Team India at 331 runs for the loss of 8 wickets. Hello and welcome. You're watching DD India with me, Munmun Bhattacharya. Let's get started with our top story. After months of hard work by the scientists, 3 phases of extensive human trials, intense scrutiny of data by the regulators and the final call by Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led government, the nation is ready to kickstart the largest vaccination drive in the world in the history of mankind. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch the world's largest COVID-19 vaccination program through video conferencing. This pan-India rollout of the COVID-19 vaccination drive will cover the entire length and breadth of the country. Healthcare workers, both in government and private sectors, including integrated child development services workers, will receive the vaccine during this phase.
All is set for the largest ever vaccination program anywhere in the world. India will begin its final assault in the long fight against the global pandemic on Saturday. The nationwide COVID-19 vaccination drive is scheduled to begin from Saturday. On Friday, Union Minister of Health and Family Welfare Dr. Harshvardhan reviewed preparations for the launch. He visited the dedicated COVID control room which has been set up at the Vigyan Bhawan premises. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will flag off the first phase of the pan-India rollout of COVID-19 vaccination drive on Saturday at 10:30 a.m. via video conferencing. This vaccination program will cover the entire length and breadth of the country with a total of 3,006 session sites across all states and union territories, which will be connected virtually through the exercise. Around 100 beneficiaries will be vaccinated at each of these session sites. Dr. Harshvardhan minutely scrutinized each aspect of the working of CoWIN, an online digital platform developed by Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, which will be used to drive the COVID-19 vaccination program in the country.
हमारे प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी कल सुबह 10:30 बजे औपचारिक उसकी शुरुआत भी करेंगे। हमारी पूरी तरह से संपूर्ण तैयारियां हैं सारे देश में। कल हम 3006 स्थानों पर वैक्सीनेशन प्रारंभ करेंगे और इन 3006 स्थानों में लगभग 3 लाख के करीब हमारे हेल्थ वर्कर्स, उनको कल कोविड की वैक्सीन मिलना प्रारंभ होगी।
All the centers in UP are ready to roll the mammoth vaccination exercise. Likewise, there are 167 centers ready to start the inoculation drive in the state of Rajasthan. Chhattisgarh is also ready to start the exercise in all the 99 centers across the state. In Odisha, the capital hospital in Bhubaneswar is ready for the special day. Meanwhile, India's financial capital Mumbai is also set to roll out the vaccination drive.
सबने वैक्सीन लेना चाहिए, लेकिन जो गाइडलाइन गवर्नमेंट तरफ से आई है कि ओल्ड एज 50 के ऊपर के लोग लेंगे, जिसको एलर्जी है उन्हें नहीं देना है, जो प्रेग्नेंट है उन्हें नहीं लेना है, या 18 साल के नीचे बच्चे उनको नहीं देना।
The dedicated COVID control room has been involved in the massive exercise of monitoring district-wise COVID-19 data from across the country, as well as in-depth analysis of the data to interpret and evaluate the status of the pandemic. For the last several months, through this dedicated control room, the government has been closely monitoring parameters such as case fatality rates, infection rates, death rates, and other parameters based on which containment strategies have been continuously evolved. DD India.
Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan will be visiting the new OPD wing of AIIMS today to join the AIIMS doctors and potential vaccine beneficiaries to participate in and witness the launch of COVID-19 vaccination by Prime Minister Narendra Modi at 10:30 a.m. He is also scheduled to visit a few more sites in the capital subsequently. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will begin the vaccination drive remotely at 10:30 a.m. and with that, 3006 session sites will start inoculating beneficiaries like clockwork, and each site will immunize around 100 beneficiaries each day. Here's more on how this mammoth exercise will be taken forward, supported by the country's digital might.
The world's largest vaccination drive will begin on Saturday. With COVID shots being given at 3006 session sites, the number of sites will go up to 5,000 after 15 days. The COVID platform is the digital backbone of this vaccination drive. The entire campaign will be monitored using this portal and the app. A dedicated COVID control room has also been set up in the Union Health Ministry in Delhi. How will the COVID platform work? Data of 1 crore healthcare workers has been uploaded on the platform so far. District immunization officers will upload the data of beneficiaries at the session sites. Vaccination sites will be created in this manner. Entry of data will lead to generation of SMS for each beneficiary with place, date and time of vaccination. Let's take a look at the key pointers about the vaccination. It's important to know that vaccination is completely voluntary. If a beneficiary declines being immunized, his or her data will be removed from the COVID platform. If a beneficiary fails to reach the vaccination site despite SMS intimation, her or his name will be added to the next round of inoculation. Therefore, it's very important to reach the vaccination site at the intimated time. Photo ID verification of each beneficiary is to be done at the vaccination site. Important to carry that photo ID which was used at the time of registration for the vaccination. There is no provision for on-the-spot registration. QR code based preliminary e-certificate will be SMS'd after getting the first round of vaccination. Place and time for next dose of vaccine will also be received at the same time. Final certificate will be issued after completing the required rounds of vaccination. Beneficiaries need to stay at the site under observation for at least half an hour after getting the shot. Observation necessary to look out for any side effects or adverse event. A helpline number will also be given to beneficiaries before they are sent home. Any delayed side effect or reaction has to be intimated using the helpline. each site will have an associated hospital where an emergency treatment can be given. Vaccination storage, distribution and execution. Vaccine storage arrangements have been made at 60 spots in the country, including 4 buffer depots. The government medical store depots are located in Karnal, Chennai, Kolkata and Mumbai. All vaccines have been dispatched to 56 regional cold storage sites from the 4 buffer depots. 30 states have 1 regional cold storage each. 7 states have 2 or more regional cold storages. Uttar Pradesh has a maximum of 9 regional cold storages. Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat have 4 each. Kerala has 3. J&K, Karnataka and Rajasthan have 2 each. There are 28,600 cold chain points in the country where vaccines are being kept. Vaccine batches have been transported to session sites maintaining cold chain temperature from 2 to 6 degrees Celsius. 61,000 full trained program managers, 2 lakh vaccinators, 3.7 lakh vaccination team members will be involved in the phase 1 of inoculation. There are also 2,360 master trainers readied by the centre to train all other vaccination teams. All batches of the vaccines for phase 1 of vaccination reached the different session sites by Thursday. The centre has purchased 1.1 crore doses of Covishield and 55 lakh doses of Covaxin in the first installment. Bharat Biotech has given 16.5 lakh doses of Covaxin to the government for free. The drive will be carried out in the spirit of people's participation using the experience of previous nationwide vaccination drives and conduct of elections. 1 crore healthcare workers will be inoculated first, followed by 2 crore frontline workers who include central and state police forces, armed forces, home guard, disaster management personnel, municipal workers, jail personnel, containment zone personnel and those involved in revenue surveillance. The centre will bear all expenses for immunization in the first phase. Vaccination of 27 crore people aged 50 years and above will follow apart from those below 50 years who have comorbid ailments. With Nitendra Singh in Delhi, DD India.
AIIMS Director Dr. Randeep Guleria has advised receiving the complete schedule of the vaccine for protecting oneself against COVID-19 and also to limit the spread of the disease. He, however, said that the COVID-19 protocol must be followed even after getting immunized against COVID-19.
जब हम प्रोटेक्शन की बात करते हैं तो किस टाइप की प्रोटेक्शन हमें मिलेगी, प्रोटेक्शन फ्रॉम इन्फेक्शन या प्रोटेक्शन फॉर डिजीज़। अब इसका क्या मतलब हुआ, अगर हमें किसी कोविड पॉजिटिव व्यक्ति के संपर्क में आए और हमें वैक्सीन लग चुकी है और 2 हफ्ते हो चुके हैं तो ये हो सकता है कि हमें मामूली सी कोविड इन्फेक्शन हो, हमें एक्सपोजर हुआ, हमारे बॉडी में अच्छी एंटीबॉडीज़ हैं, उस एक्सपोजर से हमें ज़्यादा सीरियस बीमारी नहीं हुई, लेकिन ज़ुकाम नज़ला कुछ दिनों के लिए रहा, 1 दिन के लिए हो सकता है बुखार रहे, हमें सीरियस इन्फेक्शन नहीं लेकिन हम थोड़े दिनों के लिए इन्फेक्शस हो सकते हैं, मतलब और लोगों को भी इन्फेक्शन दे सकते हैं। हमारा तो बचाव हो गया लेकिन हमारे घर में और लोग हैं जिनको अभी वैक्सीन नहीं लगी, उनको कोविड-19 हो सकता है और उनको फिर सीरियस इन्फेक्शन भी हो सकती है। इसलिए वैक्सीन लगाने के बाद भी हमें कोविड अप्रोप्रिएट बिहेवियर पूरी तरह से करना चाहिए, क्योंकि हम ये चाहेंगे कि हम भी प्रोटेक्टेड रहें, हमारे घर के सब लोग भी प्रोटेक्टेड रहें, हमारे दोस्त जो हैं या आसपास के लोग हैं वो भी प्रोटेक्टेड रहें।
The wait is over. India takes landmark step forward in the fight against COVID-19. Nationwide vaccination drive starts from January 16.
16 जनवरी से हम दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा टीकाकरण अभियान शुरू कर रहे हैं। ये हम सभी के लिए गौरव की बात है।
Live reports, special programming and non-stop coverage from across the country. India rolls out world's biggest vaccination program, Operation COVID Vaccination. 16th January, continuous coverage on DD India.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will today interact with startups and address a Prarambh Startup India International Summit via video conferencing. The summit marks the 5th anniversary of the Startup India initiative launched by the Prime Minister on 16th January 2016. The summit is being organized by the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, Ministry of Commerce and Industry on the 15th and 16th of January 2021. Ever since PM initiated the startup revolution in India with a clarion call 5 years ago, startups have been the best success story of innovative entrepreneurial India. Many startups have revolutionized the way work is conducted in that particular field, ensuring ease of doing business and ease of living. Now, 5 years down the line, Prarambh Startup India International Summit began in a virtual format on Friday. More in this report.
The Startup India initiative was launched by the Prime Minister on 16th January 2016. The event is completing 5 years and has written many success stories so far. To mark the occasion, Prarambh Startup India International Summit, organized by the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, began in a virtual format on Friday. The first day of the two-day event was dedicated to host dignitaries and stakeholders from BIMSTEC member states. Minister of Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal inaugurated the two-day summit. Addressing the event, Goyal exhorted Indian investors to look at the BIMSTEC region and work towards greater engagement. He also emphasized on collective effort, expressing hope for a glorious future of the startup ecosystem. The first day witnessed participation of renowned stakeholders from startup communities of BIMSTEC member states, engaging in multilateral discussions and showcasing best of their innovations.
I would like to encourage Indian capital and Indian investors to look at the BIMSTEC region, to look at our neighbors and work towards greater engagement both through investments, mentoring and support. Skill development is another area which will play a very, very important role in fostering the entrepreneurial spirit and giving confidence to our entrepreneurs. Collectively, when all of us nations work in this spirit, participating with each other's efforts, the startup ecosystem has a very, very glorious future ahead of us.
Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri also underlined the role played by the startups in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic.
During COVID, we launched the Atmanirbhar Bharat App Innovation Challenge and Challenge Hunt Chunauti, were competitions launched by the Government of India in late August 2020 under the Next Generation Incubation Scheme to make India a global player in the development, production and supply of innovative, efficient and secure software products.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with startups and address the summit on 16th January 2021 via video conferencing. The two-day summit is being organized as a follow-up of the announcement made by the Prime Minister at the 4th BIMSTEC Summit held in Kathmandu in August 2018, wherein India committed to host the BIMSTEC Startup Conclave. With participation from over 25 countries and more than 200 global speakers, the summit will be the largest startup confluence organized by the Government of India since the launch of the Startup India initiative. It will witness 24 sessions with focus on enhancing multilateral cooperation and engagement with countries from around the globe to collectively develop and strengthen the startup ecosystems. With inputs from Meghna Dev, DD India.
The 9th round of talks between farmers and the centre took place on Friday. While the talks were held in a constructive environment, it was mutually decided that the next round of talks will be held on the 19th of January 2021. Here's more.
The 9th round of talks to resolve over a month-long deadlock over 3 agri-laws between the central government and farmers' unions concluded on Friday. The representatives of at least 40 farmer unions and 3 central ministers, including Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar, Union Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal and MOS for Commerce Som Prakash, met in Delhi's Vigyan Bhawan to break the impasse. Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Tomar expressed government's positive intent to resolve the deadlock through engaging in dialogue with farmer unions. Speaking to reporters at the end of the 9th round, Tomar informed that agitating farmers have been asked to prepare a draft of demands on which the government will be willing to discuss and also assuage any doubts on sticky points.
सरकार ने विभिन्न दौरों में किसान यूनियन की जो बातचीत हुई है उसमें बहुत सारी उनकी जो शंकाएं हैं उनको पहचान किया है और उन शंकाओं को दूर करने के लिए अपना मत भी व्यक्त किया है और यूनियंस को लिखित प्रस्ताव भी सरकार की ओर से दिया गया है। लेकिन वो प्रस्ताव उन लोगों को मंजूर नहीं था, इसके कारण वार्ता चल रही है और हमारी कोशिश है कि वार्ता के माध्यम से रास्ता निकले और किसान आंदोलन समाप्त हो।
MOS Commerce Som Prakash interacted with farmer unions during Langar or community luncheon session on Friday. The 9th round of talks between the government and the agitating farmers comes close on the heels of Supreme Court appointed panel on farm laws. Government also maintained that not only it welcomes the court's decision but is willing to put forth its view if desired by the committee.
पिछली बैठक और इस बैठक के बीच में उच्चतम न्यायालय का फैसला आया। भारत सरकार उच्चतम न्यायालय के फैसले का स्वागत करती है और उच्चतम न्यायालय ने जो समिति बनाई है वो समिति जब सरकार को बुलाएगी तो निश्चित रूप से हम अपना पक्ष उस समिति के सामने भी रखेंगे।
Taking a dig at Congress and statements by Rahul Gandhi to fuel farm politics, Tomar said even his own party, the Congress, finds Rahul Gandhi's comments on farmers' agitation laughable.
राहुल गांधी को कहना चाहता हूं कि 2019 में कांग्रेस पार्टी के मैनिफेस्टो में ये रिफॉर्म वो करेंगे, यह वायदा उन्होंने लिखित में किया था। तो राहुल गांधी जी और सोनिया गांधी जी को इसी प्रकार से भारत की प्रेस के सामने आना चाहिए और यह स्वीकार करना चाहिए कि वो उस समय झूठ बोल रहे थे या आज झूठ बोल रहे हैं।
Meanwhile, farmer agitation entered its 51st consecutive day on Friday, with protesting factions still adamant on rollback on 3 farm laws. The government has been consistent in reaching out to agitating farmers, and Prime Minister himself assuring the farmers that these farm laws are pro-farmers, meant only for the benefits of the farmers of the country. With inputs from O.P. Yadav and Anuj Yadav for DD India.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh reviewed the preparations for the Aero India show in Bengaluru on Friday. The premier biannual event will be held from the 3rd to the 5th of February at the Air Force Base in Bengaluru. President of India will be the guest on the valedictory day. This 3-day event is unique as it will be the world's first hybrid exhibition wherein the business element of the event will be both physical as well as virtual. During the meeting, the Raksha Mantri emphasized on the need to conduct the event after taking every care to prevent any accident or spread of pandemic. He said that the hybrid model of Aero India show with both physical and virtual seminars and exhibition should be the template for the world to emulate till the concerns of the pandemic are addressed. This year's Aero India theme is Runway to a Billion Opportunities, keeping with Prime Minister's vision for Atmanirbhar Bharat. The indigenous technologies will be prominently on display during this show, with active participation of Indian aerospace and defence industry, startups and MSMEs. So far, 576 exhibitors and over 35 foreign delegates have registered for the event. 224 films from across the globe, 23 feature and 20 non-feature films in Indian panorama, and 15 films competing for the coveted Golden Peacock. It's light camera and action in Goa as the 51st edition of the International Film Festival of India will get off to a colourful start today. And this time it is being held in a hybrid mode. So delegates will have the option to participate and watch films and other events virtually, sitting in the comfort of their homes.
IFFI, Asia's oldest and largest film festival. Usually held annually in November, the 51st edition had to be postponed due to the COVID pandemic and will take place from the 16th to the 24th of January. With just a few hours left for the gala cinematic experience to kick off, fans and the global film fraternity are all waiting with bated breath for it to begin. While some will be physically present, others will be joining in the sessions online.
कल IFFI का उद्घाटन है और IFFI के उद्घाटन और बाकी कार्यक्रमों के लिए लोग जिनको सुरक्षित दूरी और मास्क के साथ जगह मिलेगी वो आएंगे। बाकी लोग और गोवा के बाहर के लोगों को ऑनलाइन भी इसका दर्शन होगा, तो ऑनलाइन लेना है, लेकिन सभी लोग एक अच्छा फिल्म फेस्टिवल होगा ये निश्चित है।
The festival will open with the world premiere of Thomas Winterberg's Another Round. IFFI this year is paying tribute to the legendary Satyajit Ray with a special section dedicated to his films Pathir Panchali, Charulata, Sonar Kela, among others. Tributes will also be paid to the many stars who passed away in the past year, in the form of a special section that will screen their most memorable movies, notably Saroj Khan, Irfan Khan and Soumitra Chatterjee. Bangladeshi cinema finds a special place this year in the segment Country of Focus. 4 major productions, Jibon Dhuli, Megh Malal, Sincerely Yours Dhaka and Under Construction are part of this segment. Italian cinematographer Vittorio Storaro of The Last Emperor and Apocalypse Now fame has been selected for the Lifetime Achievement Award. We spoke to Festival Director Chaitanya Prasad on this.
It's a great honor for IFFI to honor a cinematographer who has excelled worldwide on the world stage for his films, and the gentleman Vittorio Storaro, I think he's a legend in his own right. 3 films winning Oscars. I think we feel honored to be a part of his, to honor his work. Last year we honored Isabelle Huppert, so what I'm trying to say is that the Lifetime Achievement Award is extremely meaningful in the sense that it honors the true legends of cinema worldwide, and it also positions India's outreach to the world in honoring legends. So this legend is a personality unbelievable.
The 51st International Film Festival of India will see the screening of a total of 224 films, 26 of which will be feature films and 21 non-features. Clearly a feast for cine lovers across the world. The stage is set, the jury has been selected and all the films are in place to be screened. So tune in at the right time. It will be held both on an online as well as in-person experience. This is Rukma Datta with my camera team reporting from Goa.
In international news, the UK will be closing all travel corridors from Monday morning to protect against the risk of as yet unidentified new strains of COVID-19. Anyone flying into the country from overseas will have to show proof of a negative COVID test before setting off. A ban on travellers from South America and Portugal came into force yesterday over concerns about a new variant identified in Brazil. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson said that the new rules would be in place until at least the 15th of February, starting with all travel corridors closing from Monday, after which arrivals to the UK will need to quarantine for up to 10 days unless they test negative after 5 days. The latest government figures on Friday showed another 55,761 new coronavirus cases reported. The UK currently stands 5th in the world tally with more than 33,16,000 cases of COVID-19 and over 87,000 deaths. Let's now take an update on the COVID-19 pandemic from across the world. As of now, more than 9 crore 42 lakh coronavirus cases have been reported worldwide, and the global death toll stands at 20.15 lakh. Global recoveries stand at 6.72 crore and US cases stand at 2.4 crore. The United States continues to remain the worst hit country by the pandemic so far and has reported over 2 crore 40 lakh cases of the virus, with the death toll surging past 4 lakh 1,000. That's it then in this edition of the news. News and updates will continue on DD India, and keep watching DD India as well as DD News for the latest on the COVID-19 vaccination drive. Remember, it's a red letter day with COVID-19 vaccination being flagged off by Prime Minister Narendra Modi at 10:30 this morning. So do stay tuned to Doordarshan for all the latest on that. Namaskar.